Morning, everybody. Doing a little bit of a grading break, which is so nice to have. Picking up more or less where we left off yesterday. I did try, so obviously DMCAs are a problem on Twitch, but I have this background music, which I think should be okay. We should be DMCA free here. Good morning, Kiwi. How are you? I hope you're having a good day today. So it should be set fairly low compared to at least my voice. Hopefully it won't be too loud with Diablo 2 as well. So we're picking up more or less where I talked about. We weren't able to do another stream yesterday, a little bit too busy. But we're going to take care of Ijwal in the plains out here, just because that'll give us 2 more skill points, which I believe is going to max out our Frozen Orb. And then once we've got that, I think we'll do a little bit of searching for a 3-socket helm, and then put the topaz in there. We'll do a little bit of running around over in normal to up those 3 topaz into something that's a little bit of magic finding gear, because right now we're at 100, which isn't awful. 100's not bad, but if we could get up to maybe like 150, 175, we'll have a lot better luck with Mephisto. And then we'll just do some Mephisto farming, which is really why the music is there, because once we start farming Mephisto, it gets, I mean, it's a farm. It's farming. That's what happens. But right now, we'll head out here and we will look for Ijwal. Or if there's any groups like this that are out here, we'll take care of them too. So Ijwal ought to be out here somewhere. So here's another gold immune. Laharis takes care of it for us, though, because he's got that nice weapon. We may even be able to get a better weapon for Laharis here on our farming Mephisto. We're not there yet. Not there yet. So Ishwal should be an easy kill. We shouldn't have too much trouble with Ishwal. It's just a question of finding him. He just kind of wanders around out here somewhere. Can we jump over that? Yeah. But we should get a notification in our quest log here whenever we do get close enough to him. There he is. And here again is where Laharis' weapon is going to be great, because if Laharis can hit Ishwal once or twice, really slow him down. You can see like he's, you know, one swing every second or something like that. There he goes. Let's see, Laharis already has okay armor, so we don't need anything like that. That'll give us 2 more skill points, which I think will max out Frozen Orb. Let's see. Oh, cool. It was already maxed out. Let's see. Do we keep pumping Mastery? I feel like Mastery is high enough at 75%. I don't think we need to go any higher on that. So instead, I think we'll do just start pumping up Ice Bolt, which is the only synergy for Frozen Orb. Keep giving us a little bit more damage there. We do need to locate a 3-socket helm, which could end up being kind of hard to come by. So we might just settle for a 2-socket right now. Topaz are not the hardest things to locate in the world. So if we just go back to normal and just buy a 2-socket helm, that should be fine. I'm not terribly worried about not having the absolute best helm. But we're also going to do a little bit of gem shrine farming back here. Once we locate a helm. I think we'll just shop from L6. He's nice and convenient right here.
Hello.
1 socket. Let me know too if the music levels are all out of whack and we can try and get them a little bit better. Another 1 socket.
Hello.
There's a 2 socket. We'll take that. So we've got our 2 socket helm. And now we're going to poke around Cold Plains and Stony Field. Because these are good areas to find gem shrines. And really what I want is an area that I can quickly find the shrine. So this is kind of far. It's not a very good Cold Plain setup, right? There's 1 shrine next to the Cold Plain. So we can come back here and check that. Stony Field, let's kind of scope out the Stony Field, and we might just end up resetting the maps, right? If we have to go too much further. Okay, that's great. There's one right next to it. That's 1. I want to be able to check about 3 shrines in fairly short order. That's only 2. Right, that's 1 from the Cold Plains and 1 on the Stony. It doesn't look like there's anything else out here, so I think we're going to reset this map. Check this corner. Winston agrees. He says we need to reset the map. Winston's very frustrated. I'm gonna go check on Winston, make sure he's okay. It's probably just somebody walking on his sidewalk out there. So now it's a Winston and Mir stream. Okay, you want to get on your blanket? You good? Okay. Winston says he's good. I'm gonna get a camera for you, Winston, so we can have a Winston cam. Let's see, did I reset this or not? Yes, I reset it. Alright, so poke around the Stony again. There's one shrine, but that is not the kind of shrine we need, so a health shrine will always be a health shrine, it won't change. So 1 mana recharge shrine. So that's 2. That's not bad, right? We can run out here. So we'll go to the Stony and go top left. Can we get 1 at the Cold Plains? Out and around. Okay, so there's 1. We could take a loop out around this way and then come back over here. Can we get maybe 1 more? Cool, there's 1 more. Is it? Alright, cool. So that's 4. That ought to make pretty short work of finding a gem shrine. It's still going to take probably, I don't know, a dozen or more runs to find a couple of gem shrines. But that's a nice little loop that we've got here on the Cold Plains. Let's just check out here on the corners and see if there's 1 more. So we'll loop through the Cold Plains, go back to our waypoint, take our waypoint over into the Stony Field, and just go straight out. Okay, there's actually a 3rd one. So that's 5 shrines that we'll be able to hit in pretty short order. I think that'll end up working just fine. So let's head back, stock up on both our potions and our gems. So we'll grab, we'll just upgrade 2 of the gems for now so we don't have to search forever. We just need 2 to go into our helm here. Cool, and now let's grab our 2 topaz. I don't know why I have that. I don't need it. So the only thing we have to do is hold the topaz in our inventory, and then when we locate those shrines, they will be able to transform those flawless topaz into perfect topaz. refilling shrine and stamina. You want to get under your blanket, buddy? Here, I'll help you. You gotta step off of it. There you go. There you go. Okay. Skill. And fire. Actually, given that that's the stony field, aren't we just coming from that other side? I think we'll go out and around that loop and then just jump over. There's not really any reason to come all the way over here to this one, because we can just hit it on this particular pattern. Now we might get lucky and get another shrine back here. That's perfect. And that's a refilling shrine. Yeah, so that's actually going to speed it up even faster. That's 6 shrines all in a row there. Cool. So we'll go to the Cold Plains and do that loop. Mana shrine. Stamina.
Not enough mana.
Mana. Might as well hit the mana ones. And then come in through here. There was one over here. Refilling shrine. Mana. And stamina.
Yes.
Refilling. Refilling. Skill. Gem Shrine. There's our first one. It's our perfect topaz. Mana.
Not enough mana.
And stamina. Cool. So there's one of them. I mean, 6 shrines there is pretty nice. Like, this is not going to take too terribly long to get our other topaz. What am I doing? I forget why I'm doing that. Okay, Cold Plains. Refilling. Don't know why I did that. Hit the wrong button. Skill Shrine. Stamina Shrine. Mana Recharge. Experience. And stamina.
Good day.
Try another run here. Mana.
Not enough mana.
Stamina. Poison. Combat. Skill. And experience. Let's go grab some more potions.
Greetings.
that a shrine sitting over on the other side? Oh, it is. Yeah, but that's a health shrine, so it's always going to be a health shrine. What do we got? Refilling shrine. I think the refilling shrine might always be a refilling shrine. I've never seen that one be anything but a refilling shrine. Fire shrine. Oh, there's another one sitting right here. I never noticed it. Skill shrine, stamina shrine. Refill. No, I guess a refill can switch because that's been things other than a refill, I think. This shouldn't take too much longer now. Let me just. Okay, yeah, refill does switch from time to time. Skill. Stamina. Yeah. Oh, refill. Mana. And. Refill. I forget what the odds are to get a gem shrine, but as you can tell, they're not great. But we'll be patient. Mana recharge. Another recharge. Skill. Stamina. Refill. Mana. And last but not least, another refill. Okay, out to our gold planes again. We got a poison. Stamina. Skill. Experience. Stamina. Hey, gem shrine, there we go. Cool, that's our 2. Go make our helmet. Adds a nice 48 to our magic find, so we're up to 150. And we will head over to back to Nightmare and start doing some Mephisto farming. I'm gonna start off on players 3. Well, players 1, I guess, first, because we're gonna reset the map here a few times to try to get a good Durance 2 map. So generally we want the level 3 to be as close to just plain old left as, okay, that, like, if we had to do 0 farming, that is the best possible outcome for the map, because it takes no time to get to level 3. I mean, good. I didn't expect that. So we come over here, hit Mephisto with a bunch of static fields, and then just frozen orb. And that's that. Look at that. Unique ring, rare heavy boots. We're also going to hit the locked chest back here. Oh, I forgot my keys back home. I would like Laharis to be alive for all of this, so we will try to keep Laharis alive. But I also want to grab that key. I forget what I did with my key. We'll just grab another one here. Let's see, boots, faster hit recovery, and lightning res, not much. And the ring is a dwarf star. That's a pretty good ring. I'll take a dwarf star. That'll be our first ring. Let's make that a little bit bigger. There we go. We don't particularly need it here, but it does have fire absorb on it, which can be really useful if you're doing like Ubers, like endgame content. You know, you can throw a dwarf star on it is you're playing. And then a Ravenfrost, another one for Cold Absorb, and a T-God's Belt for some Lightning Absorb. So, this is the plan. And actually, we're going to try setting it to players 3 and seeing how we do on players 3. Again, the key thing is we kind of want Laharis to survive, but it's not the end of the world if he doesn't. I mean, we hit hard enough that I feel like this is... Oh, nope, there goes Laharis. So we might end up going back to players 1. Let's see how expensive it is to resurrect Laharis. 1850. That's pretty high. Okay, so another option is we'll just try it without Laharis on players 3 and see if we can survive on players 3. Oh, I forgot to get that. We can also kind of pop around back here and keep Laharis safe. That. That's another option. Maybe we'll try that. Just poking around and trying to keep Laharis safe that way. So I want to try to get these chests because these can be super chests. I think it actually just might be that one that's behind us there. Cool, a little bit of chainmail. Chainmail probably honestly won't help us that much. There was a gem that dropped in there. I heard it drop. Oh, it was just a flawed emerald. Okay, we don't need any of that. I think we may actually already have that chainmail. Oh no, I might have the set chainmail, not the sparking mail. Yeah, I don't have sparking. Not a great armor, but again, in the interest of finding all of the items, keep it. There goes the hearts. Ooh, that is a really nice armor. We are going to be really happy with that. Skins of the Viper Magi. Yes, please. What a nice armor. We might end up using that right now. +1 to skills, 30 FCR, all res 32. Like, magic damage reduced. That is fantastic. That is one of the few things that will replace a stealth armor for us. And we are definitely putting that one on. That is a nice find. That's a nice one. I'll take it. That was fairly rare too. I have a listing up of how rare all of this stuff is. Let's see. Skin of the Viper Magi. Yeah, okay, it's not terribly rare. 1 in 600. How did it roll too? I think it can roll up to 40 all res, but I don't know what the low side is. But geez, just what a great armor. I wonder if that upped our... We're at 75 FCR. D2 breakpoints. I think we have to get... I don't know if 75 is one of them or not. Block frames, casting frames, sorceress. Oh, all other spells. Yeah, 105 is our next breakpoint. So we're not there yet in terms of our... What is that thing doing up there? Go away. Not there yet. Exceptional unique armor, Viper Magi, rolls between 20 and 35. So that's actually a pretty darn good roll. Between 20 and 35, and we got 32. That's a nice roll. Skins of the Viper Magi was 32 out of 35. Cool. And so at 75, that means we can take off one piece of 10 FCR and drop down to 65 and still be at the same breakpoint, which means we can then put on a different ring. So we could go with Dwarf Star to get an extra 40 life, which would not be bad, and also reduce some magic damage. There was one other ring that we had. So that's a 63 to mana, which is a nice ring. Raven Knot. I think we want to do that one because we get Cold Fire and a bunch of mana on it. We don't really need Nokazin. It gives us a boatload of fire res, but I think right now our fire res is fair. Yeah, it's 53. This will add some more cold and more fire and a bunch of mana. Cool. We are poking right along here. We'll hold on to that as a nice little starter. $15 IAS jewels, not bad. Somebody later might want that. I mean, nobody that we're playing with would want that. But like a starter melee character could eventually want to throw some IAS jewels into their armor. Cool. What a find. Alright, so we'll see how we do by ourselves without Laharis here on Players 3. So far, so good. Frozen Orb fortunately allows us to mostly keep our distance as long as I don't accidentally click. Which means we can avoid pretty much anything. Ring, Claymore, and a poleaxe. I'll take it. What's in there? Oh, right, I forgot our extra item was in there. I should drop that off. Yes, you can. Flawless Amethyst. Oh, actually, sooner or later we might need an Amethyst to upgrade some stuff. So let's go ahead and pick that up.
Greetings.
Let's see, that poleaxe, not bad. 30 IAS, 7 life leech. It would normally be an upgrade to Laharis, but we're not going to try to keep Laharis alive anymore. Another angelic ring, which is great for any kind of melee character. All we need now is an angelic Ami, and we would just have an absolute boatload of attack rating for a character like that. Mephisto farming is so profitable. We seem to be doing just fine on players 3 too. Without Lars. I mean, it helps that we have amazing res on. A little bit of quilted armor. We'll grab that amulet. Since our current amulet is not fantastic, we'll just grab any old amulet that comes by. So that is some Arctic fur that we've got there, which I don't know if we have, evidently not. 2-piece Arctic set. Now. Actually, I should start keeping some of that armor and selling it, so that we can afford to at least occasionally resurrect Laharis.
I need mana.
Oops. Long battle bow, that canter trophy will sell. Nothing else.
Yes.
Oh, I should have dropped off that bow. Wisdom draw, you know, it's a bow. Most of the time we would be able to craft a better bow by that with a rune word, because the required level here is 26. It gives you 20 IAS and a ton of minus cold res, which is great. You know, that can be something that if you're gonna run frozen arrows on, maybe that cold res can help you out there. But usually there's just better options for bows. But it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Not enough to add to our list of items. I believe that's exactly the same bow that we just had. Avenger Guard. It's an odd coincidence to drop exactly the same bow twice. Let's see if it changed its stats at all. 34 versus 29. We're gonna keep the 34 cold rest. Weird that that dropped twice.
Hail to you, champion.
It's a cool 30k there. Ring. Could be good. Sell the rest of that stuff for some gold. Nothing good back there. We're just about leveled up too. Thanks to Mephisto. And our ring is... Hey, there's our Ravenfrost. That's really nice. We'll definitely add that. We'll put it right underneath Dwarf Star as Ravenfrost. Ravenfrost is basically necessary if you're ever going to run a melee character. Like you just have to have Ravenfrost because it has Cannot Be Frozen on it. But it also has a boatload of dexterity and mana and attack rating, so it's really good for just any melee character benefits from a Ravenfrost. 40 mana would help us. Cold Absorb would actually help us a little bit. Let's see. Like the Cannot Be Frozen, it'll help us a little bit, but we don't really rely on movement too much. What do we lose? We lose some fire res, but we gain Cold Absorb. Let's see how this feels fighting Mephisto. See if it feels any better. Ravenfrost is just an amazing ring. Like I said, pretty much required for melee characters. And also it should be semi-rare, like 1 in a few hundred, I think. Yeah, 1 in 872. Which is, I mean, on the grand scheme of things, not that rare. Like, the rarest items in the game are, 1 in several 100,000, so... All in all, that's not that rare, but nevertheless, very valuable. Mephisto doesn't do any fire attacks, but that ball that he sends out is cold, and he does that Frost Nova occasionally, so things like that can be negated a little bit by Ravenfrost. So it's a nice ring to try out. Plus it gives okay mana. Not as much mana as our other ring did, but it gives an okay mana. 1 or 2 more runs and we ought to get another level. So it definitely helped when that cold ball hit me. That did very little damage. So I think now we're mostly worried about those lightning attacks, particularly chain lightning. If we happen to be standing right next to Mephisto when he does his chain lightning, quite a few of them can pile up and get us. Let's see, Great Helm, Haltus, not really that good. We're not going to put it on our Mercenary, primarily because that hit causes monster to flee is really annoying, because it does exactly what it sounds like it does. The monsters run away, which usually we want the monsters to sit there. Mesh boots, those are some pretty good boots. Those should be Natalia's boots, which have some good res and some 40 faster run walk on them. Those might end up replacing the boots that we've got. We lose lose 13 MF. We also need 65 strength, but we gain a bunch of cold and lightning res. We'll probably switch to those when we get over into hell difficulty. Right now, we don't really need them, but later we might. And of course, the Saigon's armor. They did roll pretty low on their res. Don't run to Mephisto. Ugh, I keep hitting those baskets. Winged Helm could help us out. Tusk Sword. If we can get that Ghost Armor, sell the Ghost Armor. Claymore. I don't think a Winged Helm is exactly what I want, but it should still be okay. Oh no, it is. Valkelm. Does Valkelm roll or something like that? Elite Helms. Oh no, it's Nightwing's Veil is the one that I eventually want. But still, Valkelm is pretty nice. It's a little unfortunate it only rolled +1 to skills, so it can roll up to +2. But then it's got 20 faster run walk, 20 faster hit recovery, and some mana per kill. It's a nice starting out weapon for an Amazon. And then just Vile Tusk is Vile Tusk. It's not that great. I don't think that Mephisto can actually drop Nightwings or Shaco. No, he can't drop a Shaco, and I don't think he can drop a Nightwing's Veil. Nightwing's Veil is fairly high level. No, he can't drop that either. But still, Valkelm, it's a great, I mean, you could easily take a Valkelm all the way through hell difficulty on an Amazon. Kind of want Mephisto to come back off of that moat a little bit. There are places where he can die on that moat where he won't drop anything. Shale Rune and a Lockbrax. Nothing there too much. I mean, we'll grab the Shale Rune, but otherwise we don't need it. Pick up a Flawless Diamond, just in case.
What do you need?
29 cold res, 18 MF. I mean, it doesn't replace anything that we have, but that's not a bad little ring. I mean, we'll hold on to it just in case something else might want it. I don't know. Maybe we'll just trash it. It's not that great of a ring. If it had one more good stat on it, like another res, or certainly if it had FCR, that would be amazing. Then maybe we would consider keeping it. But I think in general, battle staff and some Saigon's armor. Take that. Actually, both the short staff and the Joe staff ought to sell pretty well. Grab both of those. I heard a skull drop. Yeah, I'm not gonna start worrying about those. I think we're okay on cash at this point too. We should be up to about $500,000 here after we sell these two, and that should be plenty. Chieftain, I like it just because it's fun. It's not really that great of a weapon. It's okay for level 19. I just like to pick it up. Saigons, I can't remember if we actually have oh, we already have Saigons, don't we? Not surprising. Saigons is one of the most common drops for that kind of stuff. Yeah, we can pitch that. And I think at this point we'll stash our gold, and that'll be pretty much the last we need to worry about gold for a while. That'll put us well above $500,000. And there's not too much that's really going to kill us anytime soon. Yeah, 5-4 is fine. Plenty of gold. We seem to be doing okay without the harvest too. And trash drops. Did that? Oh, I was just offset. Tau rune. Yeah, we don't need any of that. Ghost armor, nothing there. And nothing back there. Oops. Hit twice. Hey, Templar coat. That's a nice one. Crowbill. I believe that is the Guardian? Guardian Angel, something like that. Really nice potential for a Paladin armor. Ups the max res a lot, and Paladins can easily get to that max res. So +1 Paladin skills, 30 faster block rate. The 20 increased chance of blocking is great because you can go for a max block Paladin really easily. Required level 45, like that's great. And then look at all those plus max res, like 15 max res to everything. And a Paladin can very easily max out all of their res on Hell, so that would end up being like 90% all res, or making it available. It's a great armor. Pompey's Wrath is just a trash little unique. And then Eisenhart's is just one more piece of our set collection. We can definitely have that one. Guardian Angel.
What do you need?
Let's see, we have more baskets here. I tend to get tripped up on baskets. You know, those little sword things hit harder than I ever expected them to. The little glowy swords that pop up. Nothing there. Chest doesn't have anything. Nothing there. We'll grab that amulet since we don't have a decent amulet yet.
Hail to you, champion.
Didn't get one either.
Not enough mana.
Who put Blizzard into this? Oh, we must have gotten close to one of the council members that was down there. I gotta say that Ravenfrost is kind of nice, not slowing us down. He does enough cold attacks, and given that we're just trying to run around out here, it's nice to not be slow. We will keep up with Ravenfrost.
What do you need?
Oops. Don't run right at him. We can still kill him. Long battle bow. I can't remember if we've got that one or not. If it does, we will check it out. Wait, I heard a charm drop in there. Did I not hear a charm drop? I don't know what I heard. Must not have been a charm. Let's double check, see if we've got Vidalas or not. No. Cool. We'll take. Oh, wait a minute. Vidalas. Oh, yeah, we got Wizendraw, but not Vidalas. Should be able to get another level here, too, off of Mephisto. We could up it to players 5 too, but I feel like we're killing at an okay pace right now. And upping it to players 5 isn't gonna significantly improve the drops versus how much longer it's gonna take to kill it. Because we can't, it's not like we can just cast a few more static fields on it. It's still gonna be rather slow to kill him if we try to do something like that. Hatchet, Hidden Pike, don't need any of that. Grab our level, put it in there, and a nice bolt. We'll go till about maybe 11:15 here. Another 15 minutes or so. And I gotta keep on grading. Shamshir, plated belt. I think we actually already have that plated belt.
Good day.
Nope, no plated belt. Blade buckle, it's a belt. We probably won't use it. Again, okay for melee characters because of that faster hit recovery, but we are generally far enough away that nothing hits us for the most part. Plus I like all this magic find from our belt. Battle Dart, Saigons. I mean, we'll keep collecting Saigon sets because if we ever turn into a melee character. Wait, do I already have? No, I have Saigons. Let's collect all of our Saigons so that I can remember what I've got. Because we've almost got the whole set over here. Put that over here. There's our boots for it. Oops, put that here, put this here, put that here. Put this down here. There's our Saigon's helm. Still need the belt and the shield, although we never run the shield. Like, nobody uses the shield. But really any three of these, so if you take like, you know, boots, gloves, belt, like that's a great three-piece starter for a melee character that would probably go through a decent amount of the game with those three pieces on. Just because they have there's like increased attack rating, there's, increased attack speed, there's some strength, some decent res in there. I think you end up getting like 10 life leech when you have the third set on. So like that and, you know, a two-piece angelic, like ring and armor, or ring and amulet. It's pretty solid for Oh, how did I switch skills then? Could easily be a set that would take a melee character through normal. Nothing there that we're interested in. Let's grab some potions though. He did manage to hit us a few times there. Stupid baskets. Nothing there. Nothing there. Stay away from over there, Mephisto. If he hangs around too close to that moat, like I said before, it's possible that he can die in such a way that his drops kind of fall into the moat and then he can't. They just don't show up. He basically doesn't drop anything. Side and some healing pots. Nothing there. Nothing there.
What do you need?
A couple more runs here. Stay away from the moat, please, Mephisto. Stay away from the moat. Thank you. I think there's a place on that ledge up there that can get into. Ancient sword, maybe I can. Oh. Nothing there. Guitar cleat. Let's say maybe 3 more runs, and then we'll call it a morning for now. I gotta say we've done really good. We've got some really nice stuff here. Plenty enough to go on to hell difficulty at this point. Light belt. I actually don't know what that light belt is. But at any rate, I mean, we're not going to use it. I think it might be the Arctic belt. So it's nice for completion's sake, but nothing that we're going to wear anytime soon. Yeah, Arctic belt. Almost the whole Arctic set now. Which in, I think it's PD2 or Path of Diablo, you get some really nice bonuses from that Arctic sub. But in here, you don't get much from it. think this is what, our second run, so we'll run one more after this. Spike shield? Just, completionist and stuff. Not any good, really, but, we get it to pick it up so that we've got it as part of our set. And just chuck it in the stash. Before our stash gets too far out of whack, we're going to end up coming back in here and rearranging it. Because it'll very rapidly get beyond our control. Let's do one more. And then I'm not really sure. We'll take a look at Mephisto's drop tables. I feel like Viper Magi and Ravenfrost are pretty much the best that we could have hoped for from a Nightmare Mephisto, and that there's not much else, for us anyway, that we would be interested in farming Mephisto for. Because at some point it just becomes more efficient to switch over to Hell difficulty and farm over there. Another Crush Flange Mace, which we don't need to keep because we've already got one. Cool. Yeah, so I think going forward then, we'll just swap off our helm and put the lore back on to give us the extra energy, the extra skills, a little bit of extra light res, although I don't think we actually need the light res at this point. I mean, it helped cap us out, but we were already at 66. And then our next set of farming would probably be Bale runs to try to get us up to, say, I want to say like 65 to 70. Because the next thing that we do is switch over to Hell. And we need enough points in stuff to be able to give us a viable second element, which will probably come from fire. It'll probably look like a fireball. So we'll try to max out a fireball and put like 1 point or 2 points into fire mastery. Because we've got some okay plus to skills now, right? We've got our Viper Magi, which gives us 1. We've got 2 from our sword, and we've got another 1 from our helm. So we've got +4 to all skills, which is helping us out a lot. So I think then 1 in fire mastery should be enough. And we'll probably draw down a little bit on cold mastery, bring that down just a fuzz. Might end up taking points out of Ice Bolt. If we're going to keep running Frozen Orb, then we'll probably just leave the points in Frozen Orb. Ultimately, Blizzard does more damage, but right now I'm okay with... I kind of like the playstyle of Frozen Orb. So until we get pretty high level, I'm not going to worry about the fact that Blizzard actually outperforms on damage. And then we're mostly going to stay away from Lightning, try to keep Static Field up, but we can bring down a couple of hard points in there because we have enough plus skills now that Static Field is doesn't need to be all the way up at 15, right? If we keep like a 9 or a 10 yard radius on it, that's more than enough. And we can get a lot of that from our plus skills. Let's see, do we need any rune words? It would be nice to eventually get Laharis his weapon. He's got an okay weapon right now. And then we do want to eventually reroll our spirit, but we can't really reroll spirit until we get either a hell rune, which will allow us to take these runes out, or another 4-socket sword. So there's not really any hurry to reroll that. But the reason we want to reroll it is because it's an absolute trash FCR. It's only 25 FCR. But that is now balanced a little bit. We did get an extra 5 FCR from our skins, our Viper Magi, which is great. And a really good roll on the res on there too. So we'll probably stick with skins of the Viper Magi for the foreseeable future. There's not really anything that we would want to change that for until you start thinking about things like Tal's armor, which we're not farming anything that's got drop tables that include Tal's armor. So probably going to keep that on for the foreseeable future. Keep the spirit on with, minor variations. Probably keep the belt on, although in Hell we might switch it out for something that gives us more res. And then similarly here with our boots, when we get to Hell, we will probably swap these out for Nat's boots, because it keeps about the same cold res, right? 21 cold res versus 23 cold res, but we get an extra 30 faster run walk and a bunch of lightning res. It just comes at the price of 65 strength. Nothing we can do to get around that. It's worth having the extra res and the extra faster run walk. And then the rest of it, probably leave our gloves alone. There's not much we need to do with our gloves. Leave our rings alone. We have to keep at least one of the rings as FCR so that we can keep our 63 breakpoint. Maybe end up putting on, where'd our other ring go? Putting on the Dwarf Star for some life and some fire absorb, but I think that would end up dropping us down, so we would have to... We can definitely improve on our amulet. There's plenty of room for improvement there. But Nokazin, I don't really know if Nokazin is the improvement we would be after. It does add a bunch of fire res, which, maybe that wouldn't be bad, because we're only at 53, which when we get to... We'll be at 63 when we get our next quest over in Act 5. But then when we go to Hell, it'll drop down to, I think, by another 25 or something like that. Helms, I'm okay with our helm right now. It's got lightning res, it's got energy, it's got all skills, so I'm not really worried about switching that out. There's not much else that we would be interested in wearing right now. Cool, so that's that. When we come back, we'll probably not do any more farming, and we will probably switch over to run Act 5. Because there's just not too much else. I'm kind of looking through belts and stuff like that we might be interested in, and there's just not too much that would be interesting that can be dropped by Nightmare Mephisto is sort of the key point. There's plenty of other good things that we can get. It's just most of them can't be dropped. We could get T-Gods as a belt, but it also requires 110 strength to wear. And I'm just not that interested in the lightning absorb yet. Yeah, so I think we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. We got some good drops there today. And when we come back, we'll keep working our way through Nightmare. Try to get through some of those quests over in Act 5. And then we will start farming Bale until definitely 60, probably 65 is what we're going to want to farm Bale to. Because that's going to be important to have plenty of strength going through Hell, because a lot of stuff will knock us out there. I'm a little surprised we only have 670 life, but we'll keep on bumping it up as we go. So have a good one all. I will see you when I see you. I don't know when I'm going to stream next. Maybe later tonight, maybe Monday. As the grading starts to go down, I'll be able to stream a little bit more, which will be nice. We'll keep working on our sorceress. The long-term goal, by the way, is to build up at least 2 other characters to get us a paladin, because a paladin is what we're going to do for Ubers, and we'll use our sorceress for key farming, and then eventually an Amazon, and an Amazon is we'll use her for farming over in Hell Cows, because she will just massacre the Hell Cows, so that'll get us a bunch of good bases for some eventual rune words, as well as Chaos Sanctuary. She can farm really well in there. We're also going to do a bit of game editing, just some of the basic files in here. We're going to edit the high rune drop rates and bring those down to more in the range of like the PD2 mods and the POD mods, so that we actually have a chance to see some of those high runes with our other characters. Because right now those they're basically never going to happen. Because I just don't play enough to actually see those high runes. So we'll bring that drop rate down a little bit. Cool. So thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you when we see you. Let me double check. I don't think anybody else is on right now. Nope. Nobody else is on right now. So that's that. Have a good one, all. We'll see you when I see you.